Two Little Boys is a song written by American composer Theodore F. Morse and lyricist Edward Madden. It was written in 1902 and became a popular music hall song of the time, made popular by Harry Lauder. It describes the story of two boys who grow up to fight in a war. In 1969, it became a surprise #1 top-selling single for entertainer Rolf Harris in the United Kingdom. Rolf Harris, in 1969, it was revived by Australian entertainer Rolf Harris, who briefly visited folk musician Ted Egan during a tour of Arnhem Land in Australia. Egan sang him the song, which Harris recorded on tape. Back in the UK, Harris persuaded his television producer to incorporate the song into his BBC variety show. Harris discovered he had lost the tape and rang Egan, 10,000 miles away in Canberra, and asked him to sing the song over the phone. Alan Braden arranged the song for the TV show, and a favourable audience reaction prompted Harris to record and release it as a single. The song reached #1 on the singles chart on December 18, 1969, where it stayed for 6 weeks, thus becoming the first #1 single of the 1970s as well as the last of the 1960s. On BBC Radio Blackburn in 1979, Margaret Thatcher picked it as a favourite song. In October 2008, Harris announced he would re-record the song, backed by North Wales Ronceselt Male Voice Choir, to mark the 90th anniversary of the end of World War I. Proceeds from the new release went to the Poppy Appeal. Harris was inspired to make the recording after participating in My Family at War, a short series of programs in the BBC's Remembrance season, which was broadcast in November 2008. He discovered that the experiences of his father and uncle during World War I mirrored the lyrics of the Civil War song. Harris sang an a cappella version of the song during the concert to celebrate the Diamond Jubilee of Queen Elizabeth II in London in June 2012. It was an impromptu performance to fill a gap while Stevie Wonder's band was getting ready for their set. The assembled audience in front of Buckingham Palace and along the Mall sang along. However, Harris had only just started the second verse when Lenny Henry cut him short as the band was ready. Henry was then promptly booed for the interruption. Other versions, Hearts and Flowers, recorded the song and included it on their album of Horses, Kids, and Forgotten Women, which was released in 1968. When being apart from the Mitchell Trio for only half a year, John Denver performed this song at the Nowhere Coffee House in University of Cincinnati Student Union on May 9, 1969. Probably the most popular version in the United States of the song, Two Little Boys, was by Beryl Middleton. Beryl recorded this in 1969 on Walters Productions label. It was released as a single as well as on her album, Hello, I'm Beryl Middleton. She also recorded Two Little Boys with the Airmen of Note, the U.S. Air Force Band, and was featured on The Voice of America. Her version was voted the #1 song in Washington, D.C. by radio station WMAL in 1970. Actually, Beryl was born in Yorkshire, England, but is now an American citizen and resides in Sarasota, Florida. Kenny Rogers sang a version of the song while he was lead singer of the country rock band The First Edition, which was released on their 1971 album Transition. The song was later revived in 1980 by Splod Venus Abounds and reached #27 on the UK singles chart. Scottish duo Hue and Cry recorded a jazz-inspired version for their 2009 Xmas Day album. Hartlepool United football fans have sung Two Little Boys on the Terraces since the 1980s. A version by a group of Hartlepool fans was released as a double A-side with Never Say Die on the single Pooley Pride, recorded under the name of Monkey Haingerts, reaching #24 on the UK singles chart in 2006. Rolf Harris' version was played at the 2005 League One playoff final as the Hartlepool United anthem before the kickoff. The song is also commonly played by Irish band The Frames during live performance of their song Star Star, as well as by the Canadian-Irish band The Irish Rovers on the album Children of the Unicorn. Since at least 2008, Australian singer Tim Friedman has been performing his interpretation of Two Little Boys. He closed the June 25, 2012 episode of ABC TV Q&A with a live rendition of the song. A bluegrass band called the Country Gentlemen released Two Little Boys in their album Bluegrass at Carnegie Hall. They subsequently released Two Little Boys and 4 more of their compilation albums. In popular culture, a version by Roger Whittaker appears briefly in A Pair of Charlies, an episode of Budgie, the early 70s British drama series starring Adam Faith. Scottish comedian Billy Connolly recorded a parody of the song with new lyrics entitled Two Little Boys in Blue on his Raw Meat for the Balcony LP in 1977. This version of the song told the story of 2 boys who grow up to be policemen. A version with the names changed is sung by the character Spud in the film Trainspotting after Tommy's funeral. Two Little Boys was a title of an episode of The British Empire. The song is referenced during the episode and its tune is played towards the end of the episode. In an interview for the film X-Men, First Class, at critic Peter Travers' request, actors Michael Fassbender and James McAvoy sang a rendition of the song as representation of the relationship between their characters Charles Xavier and Eric Laneshear. Football chants, Two Little Boys is sung by fans of Hartlepool United and Shamrock Rovers fans. See also, List of number 1 singles of 1969 and 1970, List of UK singles chart number 1s of the 1960s. List of UK singles chart number 1s of the 1970s, references. External links, BBC article discussing the origin of the song.